remember the Laura Mercier powder with talc? This used to be the best powder at Sephora until Huda Beauty came along.
I'm gonna compare both powders and techniques from each era on my textured skin.
Because what if old makeup is actually better than new makeup and we just didn't know?
So I haven't used the Laura Mercier powder in about 5 years. Back then, I remember that instead of a brush or a puff, we used a damp beauty sponge to bake our face, which now that I think about it, doesn't sound very sanitary. This seems like a lot of powder, but it's actually applying pretty smoothly. And I'm really happy with the color as well because it's not too bright or yellow. Also keep in mind on this side of my face, I have a full coverage foundation. And on the 2026 side, I have a skin tint. You can check out my last video if you want that comparison.
Wait, this actually
looks smoother than I thought. I can't forget the jawline because that's what gives the snatch shape we all aspired to back then. And now we have to let it cook on our face for a few minutes while we do the other side. Since 2016, the Huda Beauty powder has taken over the internet, but is it actually better? I am using the fragrance-free version because I have acne-prone skin, but for this technique, I am layering a thin layer of powder with a brush as a base before the next step. Once I'm done with that, I usually go in with a puff to lightly bake the rest of my face, but not as heavy or extreme as 2016. And as you can already tell, this technique just comes off a lot less heavier and also leaves the dimension in my skin.
This side looks absolutely crazy.
But now it's time to blend out the 2016 side to finally decide which powder I'm gonna stick with.
I definitely prefer the technique from 2026, but I kind of like the Laura Mercier powder better. What do you think? 2016 or 2026?